Hello everyone, welcome back to Doll Flippers. Uh, this is the first in a very, hopefully, long-lasting series of doll videos that I make. I'm not sure if I'm going to be, doing as many videos, and I may end up just, doing a recap video every week of the dolls I made over the week. But for now, we're gonna try shooting for every day. So, if you couldn't tell, if you don't know who this lovely lady is, the doll we're making tonight is a Helena doll. I don't know if it's Helena, uh, the character from the My Chemical Romance video. I decided I wanted to make her into a ballerina doll. Because I really like ballerina Barbies. They have, little legs with molded shoes onto them, and they're always, on point. Or as in, the French on point, as in to stand up on your tiptoes, as in, not as in on point, as in like on fleek. You know. So, I decided that the doll head I wanted to use was a Rochelle Goyle doll from the Monster High line. I was very lucky to find this picture. She has no face. It was taken off. The paint was taken off. She's unrooted. Her hair is gone. I'm just gonna get rid of this background. I should have done this during the pregame, but just means I can spend more time with you guys. With y'all, not you guys, sorry. I'm learning. It's a force of habit. So yeah, it's funny how I made a, more or less a queue for ideas that I'm just gonna let run out now that I have over half a year's worth of ideas that I could just make video after video with. Even after all that, inspiration struck me last minute, and it's just like, I'm gonna make a Helena doll. So, yeah, this is not, one-to-one with doll repainting, like real-life repainting, but this is the best I could do, since I don't really have, the funds to get dolls anytime I want. When I come into a more stable income, then I'll try, and then in turn, try and sell those for money, even though at the end of the day, I don't really want to do it for money. I want to do it to make people happy. If I could do this without money, then I would. And then I would just have money to make more dolls. That's all I would really want it for. Okay, just getting the little details. Not everything has to be perfect, especially by the ears, because I'm going to be hiding them and ultimately cutting them off, because Helena doesn't have these little bat wing ears, as cute as they are. I guess this doll would have no actual ears when I make it, if I make it a real life thing, but, I could mold them on. But I guess we would see what happens when I actually had it. When I actually get a doll like that. So now we do what we always do. We do the face transfer. I'm gonna get the eyes here. I know the veil is blocking it a little bit, but it won't really show up because the veil is so hard to see. I miss it sometimes. Like, I don't catch it sometimes. You know what I mean? And B, I'm going to be adding a veil anyhow. I'm going to try and do a full redress, as opposed to just the face, at least for tonight. Okay, so this is gonna line up the eyes. Okay, there's one. There's the other. I would have picked like Spectra Vondergeist, who has a couple Helena dolls made from a Spectra base, but I felt like Helena and Spectra's faces were a little too different. They have different jaw shapes and different noses. I thought that Rochelle was a better fit. Ultimately, I mean, you know, not ultimately. If it were up to me, I would have just done a Twyla doll. But the problem is, Twyla's skin is purple, and even if I wanted to try and dye it, you can't really dye purple to be a, you know, a lighter gray, which is what her skin is. It's a very light pale gray. You can see I don't even have to change much to blend in the face with the head, which I'm gonna take care of the freckles right now. Yeah, that's something I'd really like to experiment with at some point, you know, when I have the time and the money. Well, I have the time. When I have the money, is seeing how RIT bleach, which is a thing that exists, would work on PVC, which is what Barbies and vinyl dolls are made of, polyvinyl chloride. So yeah, I'm just clearing out the face here. I'm guessing since it didn't disappear with this person's face removal, that the speckles, the freckles, you know, the little blemishes on Rochelle's skin are that much ingrained in the color, I guess, of the resin or the polyvinyl chloride. Like, they probably just have some sort of solution that makes speckles, kind of like, you know, multicolored nail polish. That's just my guess. But I think it's very cute. It just doesn't really serve its purpose here, which is why I wanted to use the Twyla doll. But this is okay. Just trying to not get rid of the shadows. Okay. Yeah. I don't know if it's just this picture, but it looks like Rochelle has like rough skin on purpose, which is a very cool detail because she's a gargoyle. I hope that Monster High comes back. They had some pretty cool ideas. Their designs weren't always my favorite, but I think it had a lot of potential. I'm really excited about how many queer characters there are. You know, gay, LGBTQIA plus characters. Okay. Almost done. See, the cool thing about having videos this long is that, well, yeah, that's essentially it. doing such complicated repaints means that I get to have longer videos. Okay, so we have the face cleared up. Just gonna blend that a little bit better. If only there was like a blend tool, just like a blend brush in paint.net, then I would be set. There's so many things that I could make just look smoother, but that's not the reality. But that's okay. This is ultimately going to be covered by hair, but I'm just gonna... Cool. And there's the face, and I'm gonna save that real quick. Helena face. Cool. Now we have the eyes. Now I'm gonna do the mouth. Her lips aren't, you know, colored much at all. If anything, they're probably painted lighter than her actual skin color, which makes sense, because this is makeup. I don't just use the brush anymore. I grew up. I'm learning how to use the mask. So what I did was I copied this, I pasted it. Now it's by itself on a new layer. Now I have the color here, which is 21. Color here is 33, or like 30 is 40-ish. So move the hue over by 10. Keep the saturation low. Keep the lightness high. Now we erase the skin that doesn't need to be colored. The only one colored is the lips. And there we go. Again, it's not much of a change, but there is a change. And I'm also going to do somewhat of an open mouth, because her mouth is open here. Very iconic face. This video is essentially, you know, my introduction to the beauty that is the goth aesthetic. Like it's an important nostalgic video for me. Okay. Let's see, the picture's a little grainy, so it's hard for me to tell the whole time, like where the lips are. But I think I'm doing okay so far. Just gonna isolate the mouth and see what looks right. Yeah, there's the top. Okay. And that mouth does admittedly look a little weird. So, let's see. What I'm gonna do is make a little indent to where the mouth is pursed. This is not on any layer, you know, on any layer with a picture on it. This is just for reference. Yeah, that's all that you would need open. Essentially take that up, because that's where the bottom lip is. Yeah, that looks okay. Okay. Where did these lips go? What the hell? I'm going to turn up the contrast a little bit to see where they are. Now I'll take that for reference. Cool. See, this is why it's so difficult for me to wrap my head around dolls with lips that don't have painted creases in them. It's like I can't see where it opens. So we're just gonna open it then. Okay. Okay, that's not too bad. Things are always going to look a little weird because, you know, it's not realistic proportions. It's cartoony proportions. Cartoons don't have to look realistic. Okay, so that means that the color is a lot different than what I thought. Or, you know, the lip shape. So we're just going to do this. And then this is going to show me where I should put my mask. So we're going to put that there. Put this back through this filter. Put the saturation the slightest bit. Okay, that's not bad. I'll take this color, give it a little bit of an outline. I'm not good with lips. I don't know why. I'm not good with drawing them on my face. I'm not good with drawing them on a doll's face. I'm working on it. I've got a ways to go. But that's okay, because it's all digital. There. Now she's got a little bit more visible lip definition. Nope. See, if I could blend that, then it would be so much easier. Okay, so there's Helena's face. Right? Cheeks are still a little different, so just give it a little bit of definition. See, now I'm drawing contour. You know, I've picked up a lot. This is a dark contour that we can work with. All I'm going to do essentially is draw a line that's going to define the cheeks. Have it on full opacity. And then we're going to blur it. And essentially carve out the shape from there. You know, she has cheekbones. Alright? Cool. Now I can save this, get rid of this background, save this as one thing. Now we move on to the body. The body I decided on was a Dance and Spin Barbie, which as you can see has a little wand here. The wand attaches to this plastic waist, and she spins. And I thought that that was, you know, I think that that's a really cool idea. And I'm just gonna, you know, start tampering and recoloring this picture. And I'm gonna add hair first. Well, the first thing I'm gonna do is attach the head. Now I know that Monster High dolls are larger than Barbie heads, but when I make this into an actual doll, I want to shrink it with acetone because I like the proportions a little bit better. You know, bobbleheads, big bobbleheads were a thing of the 90s and it's carried into today, probably even before the 90s. But like big heads on little stick bodies. They're cute, but I like them. I've seen shrunken Monster High heads, and I think it's really cool what people have done. So now that her head is on, I'm gonna erase Barbie's hair. It's like you can't even tell. Except for the skin, of course. And again, the skin will be a little bit difficult to match the colors of, but for now, while we're still in design mode, 44, 13, and then 35, 21. While we're still in design mode, I'm just gonna play with the colors here. That looks like it fits. Alright, so we have this. Now from here, we're going to paint the bodice, whatever it's called. Well, essentially we're not really gonna paint it. At the end of the day, what I'm gonna do is add some tulle over the dress because over the bodice because that is what Helena's dress looks like. Where is it? Yeah. She's got this big tool thing going on up here, where it's all just popping out on the bust line. You know, above the bust. Up here. So, with this picture of tool, we can do just that. So, I think it would just be good to, I think it would suffice if we just lined the top with tulle. Doesn't really make, it makes a little bit of a sweetheart shape, but at the very top it's straight enough where I don't really need to do a lot of bending of this picture. I'm just gonna take out some of the transparency here. It's a little more believable now. We'll just feather this off. Now it looks like something. Cool. Now we have the top sawed off, and then just see, now we're getting somewhere. Now for this area here, the straps, I think the best thing to do is just paint them the color of the skin. That worked a lot quicker than I expected. Can't even tell. If I have to smooth this down with some sort of sander in real life, then I will. I think that molded bathing suits and whatever, leotards and bodices, they're cool, but, you know, if you want a certain shape, you gotta get a little more, you know, use a little more elbow grease, as it were. Just now, we're gonna take this. I'm gonna put it in grayscale. Bring down the lightness. And bring up the contrast. And now it's painted. Forgot a little bit down there, but I should bring the sash into the next layer because this area here, the sash, rather, not the bodice, the sash, has to be red. Now that's black. This is just on the next layer, so I can just take this off. Didn't miss any spots. Good. This is Helena body. Okay, so this is the sash now. What color here? This I can just color as well. The color is... okay, it's just a hue of 1. This is a hue of 321. I just like to get it as accurate as possible. Nope. Again, when in doubt, just make everything sepia and then work from there. Is this one now? Cool, it's close enough. Turn up the saturation a little bit more. And then get off the excess here. One of the reasons why I think that what might end up happening is that I just do weekly recaps, is that there isn't too much I can say all the time. This is usually a silent process for me. But I did want to make videos again. So there is the sash. It's a little bit darker. So turn down the saturation. Turn down lightness. Okay. Now, the skirt is going to be easiest to take off, so we're just going to take it off. And we're going to replace it with some more tulle. It was hard to see how low Helena's dress goes, but it looks like this is the bottom of the skirt. This is all I could find for the bottom of the skirt. Okay. It's almost to the floor. Oh, I'm here. So, make that part of that. I don't know what this is. Hang on. Okay. Let me up the contrast a little bit here. I don't know why so much white just popped up there, but that's nothing I can't fix. Okay. I think instead of the tulle next, what I should do next is the hair. So I've got bangs here, because she's just got simple bangs. Stick them on the head like this. So yeah, just like Frankensteining a lot of different pictures together. Okay. There's the bangs. And then that doesn't look really as voluminous as right here, but we've got this nice wig. I could have just had it as is, but the bangs weren't the same. It's not just one bang covering half the face. It's just a side part. I'll slap this on top. Her hair isn't super long, so now we get rid of the pixels from the other face. You know, I might not even need the bangs on the other layer, if I can make this look natural enough. Nah, I need that part. And also we're going to duplicate this, put this underneath, so I can give it more volume in the back. So now that's behind the head. I also need it behind the neck. Okay. Cool. Then we'll grayscale it. Let's grayscale that. Because her hair is black. It's either black or a very dark brown, but let's just keep it simple and have it black for now. Now we focus on blending this. Okay. See, the bangs and the wig are two different qualities because I had to make the size of the picture of the bangs so much larger than it was. But I think this is salvageable. Oh yeah, look at that. And there is the hair. And then, like I said, take out the ears. That was really easy. Wouldn't be nearly as easy in real life. So now we've got the head, the hair, the bodice, which still needs to be fused to this, the sash. Now we work on the skirt. So we're going to take this tool. This is obviously a human-sized skirt, not a Barbie-sized skirt, but we can pretend that it's just a little bit of tulle that I'm making into a Barbie-sized skirt. Cool. So from there, first thing we'll do is get rid of any of the blue and pink skirt that's peeking out from behind. Now, I'll turn the opacity back down. Now we taper this off. Make sure it's not popping up above the sash. See how that looks. I forgot. Almost done. And there's the skirt. I'm gonna turn up the contrast a little bit more for this, so it's darker. And then there is an asymmetrical peak up here. Yeah, the overskirt is bunched, so you can see a little bit of red underneath. They have all these pictures, but I'm just looking for the official thing. Yeah, around there. So we have another human-sized skirt that we're just going to pretend is doll-sized. You don't really need to worry about the waistband, but we gotta make sure it's as long as the black skirt. Didn't really need to minimize it the first time, did I? Yep. There we go. I don't want it to be lower than the black skirt, but now we can just lop it off there. And then we just cut out a shape from the tool. And just because I'm nitpicky, I'm gonna also match the hue of this. 349. I need a picture of the... Okay, it's around the same hue. I'll try and make this look like it was chopped up tulle instead of just feathered eraser. It's difficult too, but eh, nobody will notice. Or will they? Okay, I've spent long enough on that. There's a little bit of a notch here, so we'll just make it look like that's where it's hooked on. Okay, cool. One of the last things to do for the body before adding accessories. Well, yeah, I guess it would be the last thing to do before adding accessories is to color in the shoes. She's got, I know for a fact that she has black slippers, yeah. Black slippers, and then she's not wearing tights. Or if she is, then they're the same color as her skin. It's 43. Okay. Alright. It's around the same. Then we take the shoes. Just mask off the skin so it doesn't get colored black. Okay, there's one. And there's the other. Gonna mask this off. And now, bring the shoe color way down. Bring the contrast way up. Now she kind of has more bejeweled slippers instead of satin or silk, but I like it. It's not one-to-one. Doesn't necessarily have to be. At least not for me. I want to make it as accurate as possible, but I'm I'm too far into this one to go back. Alright. Now we gotta add the veil. I really cannot tell what this is here. So I'm just gonna take a headband. This is from the Disney Comfy Squad. This is Aurora's outfit, so I'm just gonna take her headband. I'm just gonna take the headband, gonna dye it black. I can't tell what it is because it's the same exact color as her hair. I don't know if it's a bow, I don't know if it's just a headband, I don't know if it's some sort of flower thing, but here it'll just be a headband. I know I'm hiding the majority of it, but it's part of the look, because that's where the veil is coming from. And the veil I'm taking from this Mavis doll from Hotel Transylvania. Just gonna take down the transparency of anything that looks white. Yeah, I only really need a chunk. Because I would essentially cut it off the veil. Oh, I didn't erase anything. I see. Now I could just do lace like I have been doing with the tulle and the satin, but I kind of want to just use other articles of doll clothing as often as I can. Like I did a whole search for, like, you know, black Barbie dresses and all that stuff. But since I couldn't find any, I decided I'll just make the material from scratch. And, you know, with the tulle here, this is the only piece of the original doll that is fabric, and that was on purpose. It's just a piece of fabric stuck in the plastic, so if I were to take from another doll dress, I would have to cut it up. And I would rather cut up, you know, a piece of fabric for that. I know that doesn't help the case here of me cutting up a really cool veil, but, you know, I don't know what else to say. This is what I had. This is what I thought of at the moment. This is still so... The opacity is still so high. Okay. It's gotta be almost invisible because you can barely even see it here. Then the last thing we need is the bouquet. You know, the bouquet that she holds, which is red roses, black stems. This is very easy. I'm just taking it from the Barbie I Can Be Bride doll. Like, yes, you can be. You can be whatever you are sold as. I can't just get rid of the white because it takes out some of the roses. So we just are gonna erase around it. Okay. Nope. Black stems, so that's all we're gonna be changing for the grayscale, and then the rest is this. Nope. This. I'm actually going to turn the contrast down so they can be more similar in brightness. Come on. Alright. From here I can just do it manually. Yeah, I want them all to be the same shade. And now, just stick it in one of her hands. Which hand? Let's go like this. Realism. And that is how I would do it. There she is. Well, thank you for watching. Really appreciate you coming around. If this inspires anyone to make something like this, by all means, let me know. I'd love to see what you make. Well, so long and good night, as they say.